Hello there. I hope these words land on you like warm sunlight on a cold morning. In our mountain village, life does not rush. It unfolds. Here, the wind comes down the ridge like an old friend who never forgot the route home. The children's laughter is carried from homestead to homestead, and the smell of supper, githeri, ugali, or sometimes chapati on special days floats through the valley like a small blessing. Even the cows walk slowly, as if the earth itself whispers, "There is no need to rush here." Some mornings, when the mist sits low and the hills turn blue, I remember that peace is not a location, it is a posture of life, a way of seeing, a way of breathing, a way of returning to the self after the world has stretched you thin. And maybe that is why I haven't uploaded in a while. Life pulled me aside for a private conversation, not a dramatic one, just a gentle one, yet persistent. The kind where your soul taps your shoulder and says, "My girl, sit down. We need to think." So while I was away, I was not lost. I was listening. Hebu ngoja. Wow. Oh my God. The other day we decided to stroll just around the village and came across this magical spot. So this is a river where the water passes underground. I mean beneath rocks. And it is so magical. The locals said that not so long ago they used to fetch water from that place, and as magical as it is, it has also claimed lives of people. So yeah, Mother Nature can be dangerous, yet beautiful to suffer in. Mai matakĩrĩ mao ke
Rekeni ndio kwa takwe
Gokia gatwe gari ni
sawa kio kwa tige mama
A small story before we continue. One afternoon, a neighbor came by. She stepped into the house, looked down, and noticed the handmade doormats I crafted years ago. She smiled and said, "You should make me one." She even chose her colors very confidently, as if she trusted I had never stopped crafting. I wanted to say, "My hands have forgotten," but instead I said, "Let me try." The truth, it had been years since I last made one. My fingers felt stiff and unsure, like reopening a diary you once wrote in when you were younger. And yarns, my goodness, they are expensive now. What used to cost a couple of notes, or rather coins, now costs almost the price of a full shopping list. But you know what? I sat down, gathered the yarn, and began. And slowly, like memory waking up from a long sleep, my hands remembered. And in the end, this was the beautiful outcome. You know, mat making was the first handcraft skill I ever learned. Right after finishing high school, before joining campus. That in between season where you are not a child anymore, but also not yet an adult. It kept me busy, it kept me hopeful. Those mats are still in good condition today. Quiet proof that some things we create outlive the version of ourselves who created them. Now, back to the real conversation of the day. While making the mat, I realized something. Sometimes life asks us to revisit old versions of ourselves, not to stay there, but to understand how far we've come. Psychology calls this self-concept renewal. It is when the person you are today meets the person you used to be, and they negotiate. One says, we should stay where it is familiar, and the other says, we have outgrown this version. And in between them stands you, trying to decide what part of your life deserves to continue into the future. That is what my silence has been. Not avoidance, but growth negotiating with memory. Outgrowing is not betrayal, it is evolution. Sometimes we outgrow certain people without any fight or argument because our values just stop matching. Sometimes we outgrow the habits we used to love because they no longer protect us or serve us, but just limit us. Sometimes we outgrow the dreams we once cried for. Even places, even hobbies, and even identities. The thing is, the self is not a stone, it is a river, and rivers do not apologize for changing direction. There has been an ongoing conversation of how lakes in Kenya tend to shift their boundaries. 1 minute, the boundaries are condensed, and for years, that is how it remains. And then suddenly, the waters rise and take back their space, their original space, even displacing people that came after and settled where their initial boundaries used to be. So, yeah, we should be as fearless as the waters. Yet, outgrowing hurts because every ending feels like a small funeral for a version of ourselves. But growth requires space, and sometimes the old self is simply taking too much room. And just like our physical spaces, we need to declutter and let go. Here in our mountain village, nature teaches this better than any textbook. Look at how the seasons shift, how old leaves fall without begging to stay, how the hills allow new grass every year without guilt, how the river carves new paths without saying sorry to the old ones. Outgrowing is natural. Resisting is what makes it painful. And maybe this is where my content shift comes in. I have felt something changing, a soft tug, a quiet invitation to try new things, to share differently, to express the deeper parts of life that I have been keeping inside. Not because my old content was wrong, no, it was beautiful. It grew me and it brought me you. But I am becoming someone I am curious to meet. And curiosity is a sacred compass. In the coming days, you may notice me exploring different styles of content, subtly and gently, without abandoning what I love, but allowing myself to stretch beyond it. I won't say the ideas just yet, I will let them bloom on their own, but trust that the heart behind them will remain the same. And as you enjoy this footage of our local sand quarry, I hope you are okay. I hope you are breathing slowly. I hope you are kind to yourself even in seasons of confusion. And I hope this vlog feels like a warm hug to your spirit. Because here at the edge of the world, in this simple mountain life, we learn, unlearn, outgrow, and become whole, quietly, gently, and one day at a time. I will see you in the next vlog. For now, enjoy this beautiful, calming footage of our local quarry.
Okay. Tani tu mere urakia toshi ubi. Nuko veri akumamoka.
Karibu elekewe.
Nĩwakia toci rĩu?
Ĩyo nĩ Ngai. Tuthiĩ gaguoya. Tuthiĩ nĩgetha ũkinye harĩ gacoke. Magũrũ ma ũrona ma bunda imarĩ. Mũthanga ũragĩrwo nakũu.
We, bunda nĩ bunda, ta nĩtumĩre.
Kĩna mũndũ. Naona nĩ mapira. Na toci.
Okay, ingĩre na kũu thĩinĩ. Andũ arĩa marenja na kũu.
Ũkĩhota explain ya horo wa mũndũ mũthanga rĩ. Wa gwaka rĩ kũrĩa wenjagwo rĩ. Ici ciĩtagwo pillars.
Cia nĩguo kũgirĩrĩria ndũkamomoke.
Gĩtikamomoke. Rĩu mathiaga magacoka pillar nĩgetha ũtikamomoke.
Rĩu na kũrĩa thĩinĩ kwĩ andũ mathiaga kwenja.
Kũrĩa kwenjete gũgathira. Na kũu.
He.
Nĩkuo nĩ nduma theri. Kũingĩraga maĩ nĩkĩo kũmamokaga. Akora mũkũrũ rengire kũrenga. Ndangĩrũgamĩrĩra. Uciĩ na kũhomoka ahomokĩrwo na kũu.
Ona Ngai mamwe guoya.
Ciana ciake ciakuire ciothe igĩkuĩra marima-inĩ maya gĩtigwo atarĩ mwana n'ũmwe.
Nĩkĩo ũrahiũ koguo?
Ĩtagwo mobi.
Mobi? Wapi huku?
Wana kũrĩa mawingu na kũrĩa gwĩtagwo mahiga merĩ.
So basically the conversation here was explaining how the sand is extracted or mined there, and yeah, they leave pillars to hold the upper surface so that it doesn't collapse. So this, what you are seeing right now, is an old quarry before they shifted to that one that we've explored, and it has already collapsed, as you can see, and it is filled with water. So my mom was really not having it, and she ended up telling us a story of how my cousins got buried in a quarry, yeah, not so far away from this place. So yeah, you can see this collapsed quarry. Yeah, and we found a man who was trying to extract sand from this stone. Yeah, so I learned that these sandstones are not the hard ones, so they are permeable, or is it semi-permeable? They allow water in, and that is why the quarries collapse. So it is dangerous, but yeah. So this is the man extracting sand from that huge stone there. So yeah, that was basically it, and now goodbye for real. I will see you in the next video.
No,